This song is terrible. Holy crap. All right. Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gents. I don't know what number we're in. 76 maybe? I should stop saying that because eventually when these are on iTunes, they're just not going to make sense. Yeah. But anyways, welcome. Another week. Another week of us talking shit.
Location.
Unadulterated.
Location B2 because...
Milk Tank and Whale Lore were probably there.
Probably. Well,
we drove by that undisclosed strip club that we usually film the podcast at, and that Whale Lore was there again, preparing for Milk Tank to come over and have coffee and smoke with her, and I'm like, and complain about their shitty jobs. And I'm just like, seriously, you guys have nowhere to be. We changed the date up, we changed the time up, and they're still there.
A different day. It's
different
like
time.
2 hours earlier.
We need to start doing these podcasts like at 6 a.m. when Starbucks opens. Just get up early on a weekend and just hit it up, dude.
I don't know about that.
Come on, man. Do it for the podcast.
Well,
do it for our true listeners that really give a shit. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, maybe. All right. Well, before all that, we were eating earlier. We're gonna talk about something.
Oh yeah, so we went to get food, as we usually do because I'm a fat ass, and we saw like a couple eating, and they were doing that thing that couples do when they've been together for too long, where they look like they're upset at each other, but they're just not. It's just like a normal Tuesday, and they have nothing to talk about. They're just bored with each other, like no conversation, no eye contact, not even the bare minimum of how is your food, is it good?
Yeah,
like it was like literally hoping that a meteor would come through the building and smash into both of their skulls. Like,
yep.
That to me, and by the way, I've been there. That to me is some of the most depressing shit in relationships. Like, I've been, in fact, at that restaurant before, making designs with my food because I've been in those situations.
Jeez, man.
Those are I hate those moments, and those are like the things that make you reassess your decisions on relationships.
Yeah, the old couple was doing that.
Well, and I'll give it to that old couple because that old couple probably has been together for the last 50 years. But the other couple, they weren't that old.
No, they weren't.
And they looked like they were looking for any excuse to get away. Like, at that point, why are you even eating lunch together?
Well, yeah, and that's what I was saying. I was saying me and my ex-girlfriend, we would only see each other like once or twice a week, which kind of sucked in a way, but it also was great because when you see each other, you're so happy.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, when we ate together, when we go out to eat, we wouldn't have that dead space.
What's that? Absence makes the heart grow stronger, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you need that. That's why some celebrity relationships really do work because they never see each other. So when they do, it's like they're dating again.
Yeah, like we would see each other, or we meet up somewhere, like the Starbucks, like I always say, and we just like talk about whatever. Or then like at the end of the week when I'd go to our house or whatever, we talk, or we'd go on our date or whatever, and we eat, and I'd be like, oh yeah, how's your week? What happened? Yeah, that bitch is crazy. I told you. She's trying to get you. I've been like, oh, yeah, let's go back to your place. Let me suck on your neck. Where are my fingers going? Where are they going? Oh, wow. Oh, they might be going in you. Oh, who knows?
I'm like, just kidding. What, Willie?
Yeah. Yeah. And like I'm saying that jokingly, but, it's true. It's like it's just there wasn't dead space. There wasn't. Like, all the time I had, I was like, this is, like, your time. This wasn't like, oh, I'm bored. I'm going to go play Pogs in the other room. Like, there wasn't
Don't come in. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That is a weird part, man. And I think in the beginning, like, your biology definitely wants you to reproduce and is dictating how much you want to see a person, for sure. But you got to fight against that. I mean, in the beginning, it's great, right? But at some point, you can't have, at least I've never come across a relationship that's as hot and heavy years later and as good years later as it was like in the beginning, and that a lot of that's just biology and your body telling you just to be with this person and be into them, and your DNA is like, we got to mix and create another creature,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Maybe that's a good thing that you. Think it's a good thing that you spend a bunch of time together so quick, or you think you gotta like, kind of like, space it out a bit?
I think every relationship is different, but
Cause like when you're in high school and you have your girlfriend, you're like, I'm never gonna see you again.
Right.
I'm never gonna see you again.
Then you're like, I'll see you next period.
See you next period. And then you're like, man, miss that hoe. She hasn't licked my face for.
Jeez, what are you doing on your spare time, man?
I'm kinky mofo, man. She hasn't done nothing to me for 60 minutes, and then the bell rings and you see her like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. But like, you know, how long do high school relationships last? Like a month? Like after that month, you're like, man, I'm tired of this bitch.
Depends. I've always been a long-term dude, so it was like,
you're like, I'm a son.
I'm a lifer.
I just hit it and quit it.
No, I was always a lifer, so I had like longer relationships, but. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's weird. I think it varies from relationship to relationship, but I think you have to really moderate it. Like if you're super hot and heavy and it starts tapering off, like maybe you need to just spend some time apart just to kind of rekindle that fire a bit. I don't know. But I'm also, not Dr. Drew or some shit. That fake doctor fuck.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you're probably as qualified as him.
Probably. That's probably damn right. Probably more qualified than him. But, yeah, I just found that sad when we were eating lunch. I was like, this is pathetic. Like, if you and I have nothing to talk about, that's different, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's very different than somebody who, like, you're supposed to have some sort of weird, like, super intense connection with. It's like, how about next time we have lunch separately?
Yeah.
You do your thing, I'll do my thing.
Yeah, how about you eat before you come over here? Then we'll just go straight to fingers.
Jeez, dog. Jeez. You're coming hard in the paint today.
Hey, hands, lips, whatever you into. We'll just go straight to reading the Bible. Playing some Smash Bros. With our faces. Whatever you're into.
Wow. Putting it out there. So what's going on, man? So you want to give them...
Yeah, man, I'm just telling you. The viewers want us to be more descriptive.
Yeah, they want us to talk about stuff, and we do have a viewer question this week, which is awesome. I'm always down for those. But you want to give them our Black Friday 2017 recap of this year.
Dude, we almost died, and we almost died for no reason because we could have just gone
later. All right, but that's besides the point. Before we go there, I do want to start this off by saying tips for next year that I learned this year. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. If you're not doing this for the fun of it, just don't go outside. Don't go outside. Don't go out there. Tip number 2. If you're going to go to the store, I don't care if you have to buy a sock or if you have to buy a TV. Do not get a cart. That makes everything more difficult. It's harder to get around. You can't get through lines and through clothing racks and stuff without that. You got to be on what you can carry on your body. That's it. Tip number 3. Do the research, know where you're going to go get. Don't assume like the thing you're going to want is going to be on sale. Don't be that person. My parents are saying that. They're like, oh, maybe this thing will be on sale. I'm just going to go to the store. I'm like, why would you drive over there just to see if the thing you want is on sale? Why not look at the ad? What else? I do this. You got to go in and scope out where the thing is you want. If you want multiple things and they're not near, you got to pick one. Probably the one that's going to be harder to get. And then you go for the other one.
That's what we did. We divided and conquered, man.
If you can, find out where the getaway is going to be, where the lines are going to be, where you got to cut through and get into.
Also, here's another tip. What is this, tip 4?
Whatever.
Just because the people at Walmart, mostly Walmart, if we were at Target and they told me don't go this way, I would have been a little more, I would have probably listened to them more. But it's fucking Walmart, guys. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They were like, don't pass the yellow tape, and people were like, oh no, we can't pass the yellow tape. Like that's God's word. We cannot go past that. I was like, fuck out the way. And we could cut through the clothes and the yellow tape. Like we're trying to get places, guys. We don't got time for this.
It would have been smarter. We would have gone around that one area and just cut it all the way through instead of having to go around and back down. But you know what I'm saying. Long story short, those are, I think, my tips of this year. I think I had another one. But long story short, if you're not in this for the thrill, You can get everything online now. Why are you even going to store? Why are you even fucking around?
That's what my mom did. She got some stuff online.
Yeah, why were you? You can just still order to pick up at store or
Oh,
whatever.
here's another tip. Don't have kids.
Dude, yeah, don't have kids. There was a lady there with the fucking, like that race car cart that attaches to the car. Like, she had 2 kids in that thing, and she's trying to get through these narrow aisles where there's another lady with the cart, and they're going through like clothes or like 2 for $1 or some shit. I don't know what it was, but it was ridiculous for you to have your kids there. Yeah, leave the old folks at home too. You know,
man,
we'll bring that up later. But those are my tips for this year. I think it was rather successful, but we'll tell the story. So prime them, dude. Get them ready. What do we do?
So we
were not prepared. I went to your house and you were like, I still have to look at the ad.
No, we had some company over. I was playing with the kids were playing our favorite game.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey's Rape Warfare.
Wow. Wow.
Hey man, this is a good game. I'm not on his team though.
You switched over.
I switched over. Now that I knew what his team was about, I switched over. I'm just trying to stop his team because I don't support rape. I want to put that out on the interwebs. I don't support Kevin Spacey or his team. So, I'm trying to stop him because he's evil on the game, also in real life because he rapes people. So, I'm playing with their kid. We're playing that. Dude, we went ham on that for like 4 hours. We knocked out every was it cooperative level you can do?
Oh, you did a co-op, like the story mode?
No, not that. We did like the ones you can, the ones me and you do, but like all the like they have different like there's like Command and Conquer and like different things.
Oh, okay.
You can do that. So we knocked out all that, but then I wasn't ready. I hadn't looked at anything. So yeah, when you showed up, I was like, yeah, no, let's go. So I grabbed our sister. She was working. We dropped her off. She forgot her shoes, apparently. That was the most random thing ever.
No comment.
So we did that, and then off to Walmart, man. What time we get there? Like 5:30? A little bit before?
We got there a lot later than I thought we would, but we still did great. What?
I'm trying to think what happened. What we did next.
So we went looking for the stuff. I wanted to get a set item that I won't say because it's a gift for somebody. So I went to go look for this item, and we eventually found it where it was. Which, by the way, it's like a thing that was like on a cart that they moved around. I was like, well, that's random.
That was random.
It was like in the middle of clothing. That's why nobody knew where they were, because it was like in the middle of the clothing. Like,
and they wrapped it in that plastic wrap.
Yeah, yeah, it was weird.
How they kind of do like bread sometimes, like fresh baked bread. They like kind of like
random.
It's kind of random. It's kind of weird, but whatever. So yeah, we found that. I wanted what I want.
Oh, that Chromecast.
Chromecast thing. Yeah, I needed one of those. So I stood for said item.
Yeah, because I found that, and I was like, all right, you stand here. Because I don't fuck around, all right? I don't fuck around, all right? Anybody that knows me well enough knows that I don't fuck around when it comes to this. This is my Super Bowl every year, all right? I planned for this. This November 1st, I started looking for the ads. Right. November 1st.
Right.
Cranks over.
Right.
I look for ads.
Right.
I think about what I want.
Right.
I look at, dude, I must have looked at that Walmart ad at least 12 times. At least.
I literally looked at it like 2 times.
At least.
You're ramped up, man.
12 times, all right? So I'm like, all right, I don't fuck around. I've tried bringing people with me. I lose them. I lose track of them. I am focused, all right? I should have been in the military, all right? I would have been a fucking special ops dude, clipping people, taking names later, getting the mission done. This is why I get so into Call of Duty. Back to my point. I was like, you stay here, hold on to this thing. I'll go get because there was no line waiting for that thing I wanted. Because they were hidden for no fucking reason.
Yeah, I don't know why they were hidden.
For as expensive as they were hidden for no fucking reason. And I was like, you stay here because there's no demand. We would have had to fight off 3 like mothers for them. And I was like, there's plenty of them. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll go get your thing. And I still wanted to get a TV mount because my parents wanted one. So I was like, all right, I'll find this thing for you. And I couldn't find it. But I lucked out because I was looking through the ad asking everybody where this TV mount is. Nobody knew where it was. And then I go by your thing, your Google thing. It's 30 minutes out. I could feel the tension. People are starting to get real close to the boxes. And then you just start, then this is usually the way it goes. Like 10 minutes out, everybody starts looking around. Just start looking around, looking at the situation, seeing the possibilities, who might hurt you, who might not hurt you, who's going to go after your shit, who's not going to go after your shit. And then 5 minutes out, there's a lot more noise. A lot more people talking, yelling, talking about stuff. People yelling, "Don't touch the boxes."
Yeah.
We
were talking to us and like the 5-6 people that were there. Like as you left, like there's 5 of us. Like a few more people came, so it was about 10. So 5 of us were talking to a lady, and she was like, "Yeah," because they were saying announcements, but nobody can hear because everybody's like talking.
Right.
And the dude was like, "So can you hear the announcements in here?" Because she had the earpiece. She's like, "Yeah." We're like, "What are they saying?" She's like, "Oh, she's saying don't bring up the items to the register because they won't ring up the price." Because it was like 10 minutes before.
But you think somebody's going to grab a thing and take it all the way to register within 10 minutes? It's kind of busy.
They were, before 6 o'clock.
Oh, I got
when
you.
the sales start. And we're like, were people doing that? She's like, yeah, people have been doing that since yesterday. Because we put the stuff out and they're all boxed up and everything in plastic wrap and the boxes over them. She was like, people are opening it and taking it up there. And they were like, oh, they're trying to get the sales price, Black Friday price. First thing, it's not Black Friday, so I don't know why you're trying to get that price. But yeah, people have been doing that. And so I guess people were still doing that, like 10 minutes till 6. Like the price won't ring up till 6. So, yeah. And then she was, the other one was like, as soon as you get your items, go to the back, where we were checking out. That's where the line started. That was the other announcement, which apparently people did not hear. But once again, like everybody's ripping stuff up, so you're not going to hear that.
Yeah, so 5 minutes out, you start hearing a lot more noises. And then they started this year implementing that thing where the intercom was saying, things won't ring up if you bring them up, leave the stuff until 6 or whatnot. So then about 2 minutes out, people start going into the boxes. And then everybody starts looking at each other like confused, thinking, oh, can we get into the boxes? Or is anybody saying anything? And then then the tension and the neuroses start coming into the body. And everybody's like, oh, no, they're going to get into our stuff. And people start getting closer. And then somebody will reach for something. And then the other person's like, they reach for something. And then all of a sudden, you're like 2 minutes before it's go time. Everybody's already reaching in. So I go in. I grab 2 of those things, even though you only wanted 1. I didn't know that. I just grabbed 2. I went around the corner because I was going to cut off like the 200 people that were looking for the video games. I was gonna cut all of them off because you know how they were snaking through all of the coolers.
Yeah,
they're snaking all the people through those. Well, when they gave the okay, people are starting to move, and so they're spacing out a lot between each other, and it was so hectic that nobody paid attention. I could have easily just wiggled in there and got in there, but I actually asked one of the dudes there. I was like, hey. Have you seen this TV mount? And he's like, no. I asked him, what's going on over here? And he's like,
I'm sorry, those 2 people are cheating on their husband and wife.
Oh, that guy got out and they came out?
Yeah, he dropped off.
No, dude, they literally are because
that truck just left a little bit ago.
Yeah. No, he did.
Just dropped her off,
and
then
he's like, he gave her the hug. He's like, oh, just like we were talking about earlier, where you see your person you're dating too much. He gave her the hug that's like, I'm not going to see you until next week when your kids are asleep and your husband's like working late.
I work late.
Oh, see, right now he left because he don't want her to know where she lives, and she's probably texting, "Oh yeah, done with the girls. See you soon, honey." Smiley face emoji. Send. Yep. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your story, but yeah, breaking news here. See, she's just pressed send, going home now.
She's reversing and going home. How it's sad.
Gotta clean out the cream pie.
Oh,
dude, she's in the car. Where's else gonna put it?
Oh. If your wife comes home and she directly wants to go in the shower, that's a problem. Anyways,
let's hear our video clip of the week. Late breaking news.
So 2 minutes out. Oh, I grab your thing, and then
Mhm.
I'm trying to sneak into all the video game people, trying to cut off the arguably 150 people that have been waiting there for probably hours.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm going to cut these people off. But then I saw a good dude, and I was like, hey, what's back here? And he's like, oh, video games here and here. And he's like, we got this baby monitor thing and like a TV mount. And I was like, what? A TV mount? What kind of TV mount? And I'm like, is it, well, what size? He's like, a 48 to whatever, whatever. And I was like, I'll take one of those. And he's like, here you go. He just gave me one. And I was like, all right, I got to meet up with Ruben now. By that time, everybody had cinched up the line.
Mhm.
So I couldn't get in without people getting really angry.
Yeah.
So then I eventually met up with you. And what did you want to get? That was it, right? We got
That
done?
was it, yeah.
And
I
then
really
we-
like to. Oh, while you were doing that, I went to go get one of those projectors, like the light projectors, Christmas light
Oh,
projectors.
yeah.
Saw that. That was
And
it.
then
We
for
were-
some reason you knew where to go to check out.
I did because I had gone wandering a little bit because we were gonna meet up by where you bought that thing, and I'd gone wandering a little bit, and people were like, "Oh, the checkout's over here," and I saw people like going around because they had all blocked off with clothes. So people were all confused, so I had figured out where to go. And then also while I was grabbing that projector, people started getting a little aggro. They were getting a little heated. It's getting a little tense, man. I don't know if you were in there, but I was in there. I was deep in the heat of it, man. I was deep in it. They were getting a little heated.
For what? Just because they couldn't move?
No, just because they couldn't move. That was intense.
I didn't. I there was too many people, man. Like I was trying to get back to you, and it took me a long time to get back to you because there were both sides of the hall were all going up,
Yeah.
and I couldn't get through people
Mhm.
because every freaking person has a cart, which is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we went up, and I eventually got back to you after cutting off a lot of people and pushing some people around. And then we managed to wiggle our way to the checkout line or whatnot. And we did really good time. Walmart took us 25 minutes or something like that. From the moment 6 o'clock hit, not from the moment we were waiting, I'm not counting that. The moment 6 o'clock hit to us checking out was like 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. It's like 25 minutes, man. Like it was quick. So I was pretty happy. That's probably the best time we've ever done at a Walmart.
It was very close to last year. I think we were in and out pretty
No, it
quick
took us
last
longer last year. Primarily too because I think your sister needed some shit. But we're looking for that printer or whatever.
year. Oh,
Was
yeah.
that the year
She
before?
wanted that printer.
I don't remember. But we did a really good time this year. But dude, the saddest part to me was that when we were trying to scoot through people and that stupid lady had her kids in the race car attachment that attaches to the freaking cart. There was like an old lady in a wheelchair
Yeah, that's what I was just going to tell you.
that literally was like old, right? Super old.
She was like 80 years old.
She was like, they just, like her family came and put her in a corner that they thought nobody was going to go through. And they just kept shopping. And she was just there in a corner while people went around her.
Yeah,
it was like
and
the saddest thing I've
people
ever
were
seen.
like, "Oh, I just want to make sure you're okay." I was like, "The fuck out of the way." I was like, "I will tip your wheelchair over right
Damn,
now
son.
if it lets me get to the checkout faster." No, you know why? Because if you're here, you need to be game for this.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand
Look,
why people are even
look.
there if they can't.
You don't go on an African safari and fuck with the lion if you ain't ready to fight that lion off like you're Craven the Hunter on 90 Spider-Man. Do you? Do you do that? No, you don't.
Yeah, she should.
Same
Well,
thing.
you're right. She shouldn't have been there, but I wasn't gonna be an asshole to tip her over. But I just felt like it was fucked up. how they just threw her in a corner.
I wasn't gonna tip her over.
Yeah, right. I saw your knee
just-
go up. I
Just
saw your leg come up.
Look, I wasn't gonna tip her over just to tip her over because I'm an asshole. I was gonna tip her over if it was gonna give me the advantage to get somewhere faster. Then I would have done that.
Yeah, I mean, look. All I'm saying is that I felt bad for that lady. You want to explain to people what you just did?
No. No, do not.
Your face is hilarious. Your face is like you're a lion in the wilderness and
I'll give you a description.
you smelled the first your first prey in years. Oh jeez. Yeah, man. I think I just felt bad for that lady, but we did a really good time. So from there, Walmart out in 25 minutes.
Like a boss, man.
Then we went up to the outlet place that you wanted to go to, Hot Topic. You took entirely too long getting 3 shirts. And then from there, we
I
went
had like 5, but hey.
5 of the same shit. They were on the same rack, dog. You didn't even have to go through the store to get your shit. They were on the same rack. They were on next to each other.
Speaking to me, man.
There's 6 options. There's like 7 options maybe, and you think you.
I was looking for the anime section.
Oh, okay. And then I bought like a shirt or whatever. I mean, in like no time at all. So, and we hit a good run because we did such a good time at Walmart that by the time we got to the outlet area to get your shirts, we were out of there freaking fast too.
We were out of the, and that's why I was like, I can waste some time here because we did. By that time, it was still like 7:30 or like close to 7.
Yeah, it was pretty good because by
that.
the time we left that place, when we got to that place, there was a lot of parking, and when we left that place, there was no parking. The part that fucked us was GameStop and Target.
Yeah. See, before we went to the outlets, there's a GameStop
I got shot.
by Walmart. There was a line. Because apparently GameStop is like the club. They're only letting a few people in at a time. Which...
I got shot 3 more times.
Which, would make sense. You're like, oh, okay, you're letting a few people in so they can browse, get what they want, and leave quicker. The problem is, that there's a line to check out in GameStop too, so that's like not doing anybody good.
Yeah, the way they did it in GameStop was horrible, and
if you want games, you can't even look for games. It's not helping you because you're trying to look, and it was like hard to do.
Yeah, the way they did it was really terrible. And by the way, why does GameStop has the worst smells in it with that many people in there?
Because people just
Disgusting.
smell.
But yeah, all I know is that GameStop took us a long time.
Yeah.
A long
I think that was,
time.
45 minutes?
Something like that.
It was around there.
It took us a long time.
And then the
to
most
get through
absurd thing was they didn't have Xbox controllers on sale.
which is random because everybody else had them on sale,
Yeah.
but whatever. Anyways, all I'm saying, though, is that ultimately, like, GameStop took us a long time, and Target was a clusterfuck. We found the thing I wanted, which is a controller, but the line was atrocious. It took us at least an hour, and then we were thinking, trying to be smart about it. We're like, oh, we'll check out by electronics. It'll be a lot less than the other line that's wrapping around everything in the front. We get back there. It takes forever because there's 2 registers. And then when we get close to checking out, 1 register goes down. I'm like, you mother...
Apparently, Target uses the system from Reboot, that old 90s
That's 90s a badass show.
You know how they used to get like logged in there? That's the system they used. That thing was like loading slowly.
Dog shit.
I saw the thing loading. It was like 3% complete for Reboot. I was like, the fuck is this?
Dog shit.
I was like, you might as well have my laptop I use at home that doesn't have sound. At least that loads quicker. Like, what are you doing, Target? Get your shit together.
That was bad. But besides that, we did a pretty good time. We went to eat at Carl's Jr. because we were like starving by then. But overall, we did a really good time. It went pretty successfully. I picked up a few presents. And the rest of the stuff was for other people, like the TV mount and all that other shit. It was pretty good, man. I think we're getting better at this every year.
Yeah, me and my sister went out yesterday, like I was telling you. We picked up some more stuff. Picked up your present, man. You're gonna be crazy. The only problem is we need to find more friends.
You know, one of those like giant pizzas we all gotta share.
That's
like one
right.
of those
We need more friends.
with, like 19 people pizza.
When we go to California, though,
Be good to go.
we'll be good to go.
Good to go. Because all our friends are in
All our
California.
friends in California. Wilson and
You're counting Wilson in this?
I'm counting Wilson. Wilson's our boy. He don't remember us right now because he's high as fuck. But when he sees us, he'll be like, "Oh, I remember you too."
I remember you. At least I remember the tattoo.
Yeah, Wilson and his booker, or his assistant, and then like his apprentice.
Yeah.
It's 2 separate guys, not the same guy. 2 completely different people.
Hey man, gotta make that paper.
Whatever, man.
Yeah. So that was our Black Friday 2017.
Yeah,
Dude, it went by so fast.
a little bit, yeah.
Everything's going by so fast, man.
At Target, they still had like the Xboxes and like TVs that they had on sale for Black Friday.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, what did you people go? Why was there such a big line here? Like,
well, that one thing that you were waiting for, that's a present that I'm not saying what it is. That thing, I went back to Walmart or later in the day, the next day, I think. Yeah, the next day. It wasn't like Saturday. It wasn't Thursday afternoon. It was like Friday afternoon. And I asked them, and they still had some left. And I bought another one. So I don't know what people got this year. Apparently, they were just there to take up space or buy like really, really, really cheap sweatpants.
I guess.
That's one thing they never recommend people go buy at Black Friday is clothes. Unless it's like Black Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like in the afternoon when you're going to a mall and it's kind of empty and there's not a lot of people. Like, that's the only way I'm doing it. I'm not doing any freaking clothes shopping when there's a cluster of people and you don't get the right size and you got to go out and get another size. No, fuck that. So
it is, man. I think it was a good one. Productive.
Yeah, this year went well.
We were so productive. We were able to. We started the night by dropping off my sister. We were so productive. We were able to pick her up from work.
Yeah, for shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. This year was good. I feel like we're getting better every year.
Yep, there it is. There it is, man. We knocked it out.
So that's a recap of Black Friday 2017. I'm looking forward to 2018 already.
That's right. Wish Cthulhu don't come back and take over the world. Or the Anunnaki. Or a meteor.
Dude, the way time is
Skynet.
flying lately, like it'll be here before you know it. It seems like it was the other day. It was like Halloween.
Or Donald Trump don't take off his head and he's like the robot devil.
It's like a lizard man.
Yeah. Anything can happen, man. Just saying. Anything.
Anyways, so what's going on, man? What else going on with you?
That's it, man. Been off all week.
Dude,
oh, man, we just got all those.
Off? I didn't know you were off. What are you doing with your time off?
Well, I worked Monday and Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
So those were pretty chill days. I didn't do any work. I was coloring if you follow me on Instagram.
Oh, I thought you were doing that at work.
Yeah, I was doing that at work.
Yeah, so you should have picked
That's
up
what
some
I said.
perler beads, man. Practice your beading.
We just picked up all those
Yeah,
perler
but
beads.
you should have done it for your week off.
Oh, I didn't have enough. Well, I had a bunch, but I didn't see anything I wanted till I got those boxes at GameStop. So
this would have been perfect for you to be editing those videos I told you.
I'm over that. I don't want to do that.
Come on, son.
No, I'm over that.
Did you ever watch the re-edit of the Double Dragon Neon?
I don't know what video you're talking about. You should tell me right here on the podcast for any new listeners who might not know what you're talking about.
So that awesome video that we did on your channel, which apparently is there, but you don't do anything with. I took that 20-minute clip and condensed it to the funniest parts. I could only cut it down to 9 minutes. And it's on this channel. So just go back like 4 or 5 videos. You'll see it. It's like a video game. We play Double Dragon Neon or something like that. Something like that. Check it out. It's pretty good. I'll try to link it down below. If I don't, I'm sorry, I forgot.
It's pretty much just humor, except in cartoon form.
Yeah, it's just you showing you how terrible I am at games.
And, yeah, if you want that raunchy humor, apparently
There's a lot of that in there.
it's a lot of it.
But you should be used to it. You're listening to this podcast
I think we
right
sword
now.
fight over a chick
We do.
with our meat staffs. You
Just show them
should.
in the game, right?
You
Just-
should, yeah. Yep.
You should go to that super hipster coffee split shop next time and do it over there.
Nah, man. I ain't down for that.
Do the podcast.
Hey, look, it's that family of bicyclists we passed.
Weird. It's getting nice enough, man. Maybe I'll get a bike this year. Bike in the mountain.
Bicycle?
Mountain biking. Huh?
A bicycle?
Mountain bike or something?
Oh. They meant
Not
like
one
a
of those
motorcycle.
cruisers with like a basket in the front. No.
Where
I like
am I
my
gonna
balls
sit?
where they are. I'm talking about like a mountain bike. You know, so I'm going up the mountain, climbing, going to do some crazy shit. You know, you're doing some jumps like Splinter Cell. No, I won't do any of that shit. I like my limbs.
You,
Go snowboarding. We gotta go snowboarding this year, dude.
I don't want to do that.
Come on, son.
I don't want to do that.
Do skiing. We'll do skiing.
I don't want to do that.
Dude, there's so many kids out here in their bikes. Little hipster bikes. This guy thinks he's cool because his handlebars are really high. Look at him. Look at him. But the fact that he's got multiple colored lights flashing on his wheels takes away that manly card.
You need the reflectors, man.
I'm not gonna lie though, those lights are legit. Those are a bit more legit because it almost looks like if you squint real hard, it's like Ghost Rider. You gotta squint real hard though.
You're gonna put the card in your bike wheels so it sounds like a motorcycle. It's terrible.
Yeah, yeah, man.
We got a viewer question.
No, man, it's too early for the viewer question. I'm gonna make them sweat it out.
All right.
I'm gonna make them sweat it out. I feel bad. Maybe I shouldn't do that because they're actually sending us questions for once.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be long. We do long-winded things.
All right, so we had a viewer question.
Do you want to hear? You want to move it to a more quiet little version?
Why, you're afraid of traumatizing these kids that are nearby us?
Well, I'm just saying.
So they gotta learn about the birds and the bees somehow, man. They gotta learn that sometimes you gotta just hit it and quit it, and sometimes you gotta
hit it and quit it.
Sometimes you gotta put the fear of God in a woman via digging abilities.
Just saying. Either way, I'm good. Saying because our family of bicyclists is making a bunch of noise.
This is probably like the most hipster place we've been in a while because there's like people riding bikes and like bikes with baskets on them too. Like not like Tour de France bikes, like little ding 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 bell and basket bikes, cruiser bikes.
We should get some bikes, man. I don't know if I remember how to ride a bike actually.
This would be a good time to learn. This would be a good time to learn, dude.
I haven't rode a bike since before my balls dropped, I'm pretty sure.
I still come back to you. If you learn how to drive it, if you learn how to ride it, it'll come back to you. What are you looking at me like that for? It'll come back to you.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I rode a bike the other day for the first time in like years, and it came back to me.
Okay, I knew you were gay.
Like a demon in the night. You know what I'm saying?
I knew you were gay.
Shit.
That guy's riding that bike over there gay.
Shut up. You're just mad because you're scared. You're scared of that bike, son.
The only way
you're scared of that two-wheel life. You know what I'm saying? You're not about that two-wheel life. Got you a motorcycle, you'd be scared, homie.
I'm going to get a Razor scooter. How man drives.
I rode one of those at Toys R Us the other day.
Yeah?
I got mad skills with it still.
Have any pops at Toys R Us?
Nothing you wanted. I look for those weird stickers now. I don't know what the hell I'm looking for. I just look for weird stickers that you say are good, like Chase.
Yeah.
That's all I look for.
That's basically it.
Yeah, I rode a Razor scooter. There was this thing at Toys R Us. It's a not a tricycle. What is it when it has three wheels?
Tricycle.
Is that a tricycle? No.
You go back to school, man.
Is it? No, I know a tricycle, but what I'm thinking of, which are the ones that are like really low for kids, where like the two wheels are really flat in the back, and there's one giant wheel in the front? Is that tricycle?
Oh, big wheel.
It's like the one Stewie rides.
Yeah, big wheel.
Okay, see, I knew it wasn't a tricycle, fool. It's a big wheel. There's a big wheel that I used to ride at Toys R Us back in the day, where it's pedal powered. The front, you spin the front big wheel, and the back ones pivot with the handles. Used to have handles that used to pivot, so I used to be able to just hit it hard, and because the wheels aren't really rubber, they're like plastic, I could rip and just pull it, and the wheels would pull, and I could drift that motherfucker. Or when I went to Toys R Us the other day and I was riding that Razor scooter, they actually have a motorized version of that now. You don't have to pedal it anymore.
Really?
It's actually, it's motorized, and you can just still pivot the back end. I think it'd be better if it was still foot powered, but man, that thing was so much fun, especially on concrete. Dude.
They weren't like, sir, you and your child need to leave. And you're like, I don't got no fucking child here.
No, they
Just
didn't.
a grown ass man riding these kids' toys. What the fuck's wrong with you?
This is all me, bro.
Just here to pick up hot milk.
Speaking of which, you got that Porsche Power Wheel? I want that one.
I want the Escalade.
I want that They got an Escalade. They got a pink Escalade for Barbie.
I want that Porsche Cayman.
That Porsche is legit. They had a Ferrari. They had a Corvette.
I want the Porsche Cayman. I want these MILFs giving their daughters this, because ho is life.
Dude, those things are getting legit now. They got radios in them.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of cool features. Back in the day, they used to be like pedal powered. Back in the day. But all I'm saying is, we should have gone to buy those crazy Nerf guns with the ball Nerf guns.
We should have done that.
Those are the shoot little ball things. Those things that take like triple D batteries.
You need the goggles because if you get in your eye, apparently your eye comes
man.
out. Like
You gotta
Thor.
go home, go real, go home.
You get one in your eye, you're missing your eye like
We
Thor.
should stop fucking around and just get paintball guns.
Oh, we just stop fucking around and get real guns and we'll just shoot each other.
I'm gonna publicize this part specifically so that if one day I shoot you accidentally, you're like, dude, this was only a joke. It went bad.
Look, Punisher shoots people all the time. They're fine.
They're fine. They're a little bloody. They need a little resuscitation.
Mm-hmm.
We should go paintballing. That'd be another super happy fun time day.
Baseball. We need to do the baseball cages soon. You can get hot again. You're liking this place a little too much.
Get comfortable, dog.
You want to sit on that bed over there?
Might as well, man. I feel like I need to be counseled. Like I feel like this is like a counseling session, and they tell you about
I don't like this place as much as the other place.
I don't like as much as the other place either, but unless you want to inhale smoke all night, this is the option right now, dog. At the moment.
Freaking nice like park somewhere we can do this shit.
I'm sure there is, but then there's like bugs, and you get cry like a little girl about
I
it.
hate bugs, man. Starship Troopers.
We should do an honest review of Starship Troopers. Just rewatch
It's the best fucking movie ever.
and rewatch it.
I don't need to. It's the best fucking movie ever. You know what else is the best fucking movie ever? Ninja Turtles 89.
The Return of the Ooze or something like that.
92. Oh my god.
Dude, every fucking truck out here has a fucking muffler on it. And it goes slow as shit.
Why people are killing me? You need to chill.
That's
terrible.
fucking disgusting. The worst shit is always the stuff we never say on the fucking podcast. We literally said something right now, like a 10-minute conversation where if you guys listen to it, you might fucking throw up. Some of you guys are probably eating, snacking something in the middle of your workday or some shit. And if you just literally heard the dumb shit that comes out of our mouths, you would throw up and your boss would be like, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? And you'd have to think of some dumbass excuse as to why you just threw up all over your keyboard.
No, you would be like, come here, listen to these two. Listen to the shit they just said. And then you'd be like, don't say shit around me ever again. And then next time you had to take a shit, you just wouldn't. You just hold it in.
And that's some of the funniest shit we say is never on the podcast. It's literally never there because it's so horrible or just out of left field. And then I feel weird saying it again because I feel like it's fake. It doesn't sound organic. Like it sounds fake and premeditated. And I hate that. Like this to me is literally inviting everybody on a dumbass conversation that you and I have after just saying the dumbest things we can just to make each other laugh. Look at these two fools. The dude's like 13 walking with a limp. Damn, you went hard in the paint there.
Hey, I'm not in the mood for people.
So anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, we had a viewer question. So we had to leave the Starbucks because this is probably going to get a little bit much. We don't want to get kicked out of this other. Oh, we told them we were.
I'd say.
Whatever.
That was location B.
Location B is out the window. We had to leave because we didn't want to get kicked out.
Yeah,
but
these two dudes were doing a book report.
Is that what they were doing?
Yeah.
I was trying to listen to see what they were doing.
Doing a book report. I'm like, how long you guys been gay for? Like,
you're like,
always?
are your lives or just right now?
Just right now? Wait, what? Book report.
So we had a viewer question. So the viewer question basically was asking, what differentiates to a man, and this could have been written incorrectly. So if this isn't what you wanted to ask, then ask us and we'll get back to it. But the question was, how does a guy viewpoint change? Hold on, let me reread exactly what I was told because otherwise I'm gonna get blamed for this. The difference of attraction of a good girl and a hoe girl to dudes. So I guess the question is like, are we attracted to them differently? I that's the way I'm taking that. And then there might have been questions about like how to like have a meaningful relationship. And I think these questions often come up a lot during like the holidays when everybody's got somebody and blah 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 whatever. So the difference between how a guy views a woman I don't think they do. Do you? I mean, yeah, I guess we do, right?
Yeah, you do.
You see a
definitely
dirty
do.
ass girl, you're like, that's a dirty girl.
Yeah.
That's the kind of girl that it'll let you. I was gonna say what we talked about earlier. Oh, I can't do it.
No, don't say
Anyways,
that.
I think guys do that. Like, especially if you're doing some dumb seedy shit. Like if you're seeing some girl on like Instagram and she's some like dirty Instagram hoe, you're like, you dirty. You automatically think you're like, that's a dirty girl.
Yeah, if you're seeing it on Instagram, automatically. Now, if you're not, all right, let me rephrase that. If you're seeing her on Instagram and she's like a Instagram model or aspiring Instagram model, and she's like bent over, and
yeah, man,
and she has like a picture of her ass, she's probably, that would differentiate her as a hoe.
I was laughing my ass off. This girl the other day, I somehow came across this. Went into a giant rant about how like her showing off her body that she quote unquote works so hard on does not make her a hoe. And she goes on to this long ass rant, and I'm like, yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make you a hoe, but at the same time, I think you bending over the way you do and doing your little workout clips the way you do definitely is something more a hoe would do than a good girl. So
yeah, when you have your workout pants like pulled up so I can see
the
outline of everything,
that is one thing I find hilarious.
You're a hoe.
When
Sorry.
you see Instagram hoes and you see that intentionally they're pulling their pants from the back forward so everything is more like cinched up.
Yeah.
And you could tell a lot of times too, because girls will have like empty space in like that front area. I'm like, why is your elastic all wore out in the front? It's because you're fucking pulling so much of the material from the back. Where that guy almost drifted in here, where I can literally see the outline of your baby package maker. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see your bakery. I think it's a bit much. Like you need to chill. Like I think you need to leave some shit to the imagination. But back to the viewer question. Do guys differentiate between good girls and bad girls? I think some guys do. I think it depends on how you meet each other. It depends on how you come across each other. Like if you meet up at a bar and it's like sexy Halloween night and you meet a girl and she's like in underwear and like lingerie and she literally just has devil ears on, you're going to be like, all right.
Yeah, she's probably...
I'm probably going to just try to fuck this girl and maybe not talk to her again.
Probably yeah.
But if you meet like at a library and you're like, oh, it's an attractive girl and you guys have some chemistry, there's a difference there. But I think as much as I want to be like, dude, you just need to put out and just figure it out. Put out and figure it out. Check that out. I rammed like Ripers do with the same word twice. I think sometimes playing hard to get, there is some validity to that. What I mean by that though is that don't be a bitch who like just like, no, I don't want to date you, but you secretly want him to fucking ask you out, like to beg you to ask out. Don't be that girl. All right, nobody's gonna fucking want to be with that girl. What I mean though is that if you kind of do put out on the first date, it's gonna be harder for you to fucking be with that dude if you really like him. It is, because it's not just about the fact that maybe you both want sex, right? Like let's say you find a chick really attractive, right? You guys meet and you guys have great chemistry. You go on a date. And then you both are very attracted to each other and you're both like, fuck it, we want to have sex right now, right? And let's say you do and you guys have a blast. The problem with that, though, is if it's a first date, as a man, you kind of question whether or not she's doing this a lot and with other men. Mm-hmm. And it's a dumb double standard. It's a dumb double standard. But it's a true double standard. Yep. So I feel like as a woman, you got to hold off for a bit. Even if you want to have sex, even though it's dumb, but you got to play the odds here, and the odds are higher likelihood that the guy isn't going to be understanding and he's going to have this dumb chimp mindset. And so you have to kind of hold off on getting your kitty fed and go with chilling for a bit, getting to know each other, make sure there's chemistry there. Because also, let's say sexually you guys are very compatible. Might not mean that you're emotionally compatible and you guys have shit in common. So keep that in mind too. So there's got to be more. If you're looking to keep somebody for a long time, that sounds fucked up. If you're looking to be with somebody for a long time, there's got to be more than just the sex, even though the sex is incredibly important. Like there's got to be more than that. And so building up the other bases is also very important. So if you have the others, then, the sex will come too. So if you're looking for a long-term thing, that all that shit's got to be in place. Not just the sex, but the sex is important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just sitting there eating quietly at Payway for no reason, staring at each other's plates like fucking strangers in a movie theater.
You're a little salty over that, so.
I just felt bad for those people. That was a sad, 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 sad situation. I do not want to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. You gotta, maybe not put out the first hand. And also, you might meet a dude who's trying to trick you. He's trying to be the white knight and be all trim and proper and classy, and he just wants to give you his meat staff, and then he's never gonna call you again after he gets that. After he, let's see, what's the proper way to say this?
Feeds the kitty.
Gives you that devil dick.
That devil dick.
After that first time, so you probably shouldn't do that. And
Yeah.
and like you're saying, it is a double standard. He's gonna think you're a hoe if you do that.
Yeah, it's a weird double standard, but it does exist. I think you got to hold off for a little bit. You definitely, look, if you're looking for something meaningful, you really do got to get to know each other.
Yeah, you got to hold off.
You really got to get to know each other. And you got to have more in common than just like liking to watch Game of Thrones or watching like fucking, what other show's popular right now? Whatever. You know what I'm saying. That took too long. All I'm saying is you got to have some shit in common, and you got to like spending time with each other apart from the sex. But I would still say hold off on the sex until you got a little bit more in common. Now, can you tell between a good girl and a hoe?
I have things for me that I think we kind of, like, sometimes we joke around about it, but sometimes I think I can tell. Like, if we go to that mall that we were at earlier, all of you are hoes in there.
Oh, jeez.
Every single one of you. Don't be there. But no, seriously. I would like to say I can, but you really can't until you know them.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Like, we joke around, and we're always like, "Oh, the bird tattoos on your hand, like, oh, that means she's a hoe for sure."
That's shit you say.
And most of the time we're joking because that's like stuff like I'm like, "Oh man, that's like hood stuff I'm just attracted to," and she might be a hoe, but I don't know that for sure. Like, that's just, you really can't tell. You really don't know.
If we look at this scientifically, right? A girl could be a hoe that turns into a housewife. To quote the Professor Ludacris, chapter 13th of, I don't know what albums he's got. I should have quoted an album. Saturday? That's not an album. Anyways, ultimately, if we play statistics, most women, even if they are hoes or are not hoes, will eventually want to move on from their hoe activities and their hoe tendencies. So you can't judge a book by its cover because you don't know what stage in life those people are in.
I say most of the stuff you'll outgrow, and it also depends like how old you are. I'm assuming you're like 18 to like 26 or so. Could be wrong about that. Don't know. But it depends like how old you are and how old he is, and like what stage in life you are. Because like if you're younger, you're like, yeah, I got 3 hours of sleep last night. That was awesome. Let's go party again.
Yeah, that's a thing too, right?
Yeah.
And keep in mind also, like, it works the same way for dudes. Like, you could meet a dude who you could fuck the first night, and he's going to be like, dude, this girl could be a hoe. I don't want to deal with the hoe-ness, right? Or her I can't trust her to do this with other dudes. Well, whatever. This would be a regular occurrence for her. Or you could also meet a dude that also fucks you the first night, and then he's like, maybe it's just a weird off. You know what I mean? You just hear it all the time. That one show that comes on in the morning was like the second date update.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time too, where guys will hit up on a girl even though they hooked up on the first day, and they still call her and trying to get with her, and it doesn't always, mostly never works out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there are guys who will be interested in you even though you sleep together on the first day. I just said that your higher likelihood is to not sleep together on the first date and then figure it out. because then you got a higher likelihood that if you hold off, that he doesn't automatically dismiss you as a chick who does that shit all the time. And that is not what a dude wants.
Yeah.
Because a dude also never wants to have that in the back of his mind thinking that you're over here hooking up with dudes all the time.
Yeah. Never wants to be like, wow, after you're done, be like, wow, she's a little too good at that. She like swallowed all 13 inches and didn't gag.
She took
weird.
that sword down like a pro sheath.
Yeah. So, like, you know, it's, like I said, it's the weird double standard dudes have. And just not like dudes, just society in general. Because other chicks will turn on you too. So don't just assume it's dudes doing it. Chicks will do it too.
For sure.
That look left and right to you. Those chicks will turn on you so quick.
We should interview a lesbian. I wonder if they would have the same opinions.
Well, one's a chick and one's the man in that relationship, so it's probably the same thing.
You think so? I think it's different. Like, I think just like you would never say the same thing about a gay male relationship, because
Because they're both male. Because they're both females.
No, because gay dudes are fucking all the time. They fuck like fucking rabbits.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
so the difference is that like nobody give a fuck. That was a cop. Anyways, so ultimately that's a very different scenario where it might play out differently. But if we're talking about heterosexual relationship, I think, look, ultimately you got to play the numbers game. And so you got to date a lot if you're trying to find somebody who matches really well with you. And then at the same time, you also got to try not to come off too strong or too whorish or too slutty or whatever the word is you want to use. And it's a weird balance thing. It's a stupid fucking thing that I hate. Like that whole playing the game bullshit. I hate it deeply. Yeah. But sometimes you got to play it because most people aren't going to be honest enough to really put it out there as to how they feel about the situation.
Yeah.
Like if you sleep with the dude on the first date, the dude's never going to be honest enough with you, or he's going to be like, look, I don't typically date girls who sleep with me on the first date because I am worried that you have done that with a lot of other men.
Yeah. And
I think your number might be higher than my number.
Yeah.
Or I think you're a whore.
Yeah, all those things.
I think that's not a conversation you can have with a guy.
Best advice, just get to know the person first. I think that's the best way to go.
Definitely. And can guys tell you're a whore? I don't know.
Maybe.
It depends. Like, are you looking across and you're just like doing a blowjob motion across the room? Because if you are, and this is the first time you met this dude, then maybe he might have that opinion.
Yeah, there's no real way to tell. Especially like the only way to tell is like if you're in the club and your short skirt like isn't covering anything, it's barely covering your like walls, and you're like bent over and you're like just ready to slide your freaking like G-string over, you're probably a whore. You know. But like other than that, you can't tell. Like you can't tell. There's no way to tell.
You don't think that's a good girl? That could be a good girl.
No, it's not.
Could be a good girl that just got a little too plastered.
No, it's not.
We have a follow-up clarification on the question here. Yeah, so I think that's it. I mean, I think that the other variable that could be the question that we're asked is that why do guys want a hoe, but in the end end up with a good girl?
Because you're just trying to...
Is there a girl that's in between? Seems like dudes just want a hoe instead of wifeys.
Oh, jeez, you sound like you're young. You sound like you're young. You should probably hit me up, and we should probably meet, and we'll talk about this stuff in person. Actually, you should send some pics over. That'll help, too.
You like send them to my DM.
I send them straight to my DM, That Dude Ruben, on Instagram. Whatever. Send some videos, too.
You're like, I'm into ass clapping videos and and close up shots of boobies.
Yeah.
While you're doing some weird anime eyeball thing. I'm into all that. No, man, I think it's a weird paradigm, man, because I think guys want somebody who is as sexual as them, because guys also don't want a prude, because guys are typically sexual, right? Guys want sex, and guys want a girl who wants sex, but ultimately, like, a girl that has a libido sometimes as high as men do, guys question whether or not that person also has the level of commitment necessary to stay in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah.
if you got a girl who's just swallowing swords like a fucking sword swallower at a circus, you know, you gotta be like, man, I hope that's my sword's the only one going in there.
Yeah, men don't understand how science works too well. So, like, some chicks just have higher libidos. They need dick.
Right, but
And that's like nothing against them. They just have a higher one.
maybe
like
guys
some
also
dudes.
maybe guys are also aware that women are in a way more devious and smart, and they could hide infidelity better.
Yeah.
Because guys are fucking stupid. We get caught up if anything ever happens. But I think ultimately, yes, there is a way that guys look. I think to say that a guy is attracted to a dirty girl, but they wants a good girl, means that
You just want somebody who's. That seems like a very like something you've heard over like social media or something, like you saw on TV. I don't think that's completely true. Sounds like a very mainstream idea you have in your head.
I gotta think about this a little bit more, and I need to get clarification because I think, yeah, guys. My stomach's like grumbling. I think ultimately, yes, guys want a girl who's like sexually is like compatible with them, but
Yeah.
also guys don't want to have any trust issues, thinking that they're gonna have issues because this person's like super sexually driven. I think that's the weird conundrum. If guys could find a girl who they're super into and match sexually, but yet don't have a hard time, like don't ever question their partner stepping out on them, then I think that's the good balance.
I think that's where that hoe thing comes from, or that bad girl thing, as you're saying, comes from. It's not that they are looking for a bad girl. They just want somebody who's sexually compatible with them, but also like mentally compatible with them.
True.
And I think like mainstream, or like just in general, people have misconstrued that into like, oh, I need a fucking, what is it? A freak in the sheets. What does Ludacris say? It's like, I need a good girl.
Freak in the streets and good girl in the streets and the freak in the sheets. Some shit like
something
that.
like
Some shit
that.
like that.
Like that's not, like that's kind of true, but also not really true, because you want somebody who is just compatible with you in both ways. And that just got misconstrued somehow to be like, oh yeah, no.
I want a whore in bed,
I
and I want
whore.
a good girl I could take
Yeah.
out to the church and the other
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
like that's not exactly that way. It's just so like you're just looking at it so one way, and that's not the right way to look at it.
Also, I'm wondering where this question is coming from. If you're stemming this where you think like you're one, like let's say for some weird reason you've got some like self-esteem issues, and you like for some reason think that guys don't want to be with you because you're a freak. Like, I think you need to really ask yourself, like, why is it a compatibility issue? Like, is it the type of men you're looking for? Like, what I often find in relationships when people are like asking me for advice, it's like a lot of people, men and women, often have like a thing that they're gravitating towards that isn't maybe the best thing they should be gravitating towards. Like, there's a lot, especially women, like they gravitate towards these type of men, and they're like, well, it never works out. Well, it's just like, well, do you really think that the super tattooed biker guy is really going to be the super relationship guy that you want?
Yeah.
Like, the super biker guy who has nothing that he gives a fuck about except like the guns he buys or some shit in his bike and the weekend trips with the guys. Like, you think that's the guy that's going to have kids with you and is going to have the white picket fence and is going to want to go to church with you every Sunday? Like, you also need to look at what type of men or women you're looking into, and why you're finding yourself in these positions where either you can't find the right person or you keep running into these same scenarios where you're having issues like fucking fighting with them or whatever.
And look, if you're going to the club every weekend and trying to find that thing I did with my throat was just Andrew. That wasn't for anybody in particular. I just want to state that. Now, if you're going to the club every weekend and you're trying to like find like the person you're trying to marry, that's probably not going to work. You're in the club.
Yeah, find somebody like with a similar interest.
Yeah, like
start there.
What are you talking about in the club? Oh my God, I love this song. The song's like, oh, grind your ass up on me so I can put this meat stuff on you. Like, that. What interest you got there? like his dick in your
I
ass.
still think bars and clubs are the worst
That's
places
not-
to meet people.
Like, go to Barnes and Noble or go to GameStop or go to
Well, whatever an interest
fucking-
that you have, like
Yeah.
find somebody in that similar
Go to that
interest.
place where they play all those card games that you keep wanting to take in all
Dude,
the
I'm
card
all
games
about card
to.
games, dog. I'm gonna
Like
own some
something.
motherfuckers. I'm gonna take those cards with me next time I go see Boski. I'm gonna teach him how to play Magi Nation. I'm gonna own his ass.
Like, something. You got to do something that's, different. Like, that's... I'm not going to say 100% times those, like, hookups aren't going to lead to marriage. Because, some might. The real question is, like, are any of those lasting marriages?
Yeah. Long story short, though, I think you're overthinking it. I think you just need to date more people and look for somebody a bit more compatible.
And like I said, what's really going to help you is sending me pics in my DM. That's really going to help.
You'll be able to assess,
I
right?
will be able to
find somebody for them.
assess how I can help you better there.
There
And
you
also,
go.
you can clarify your question better.
Ruben's info is down below. All right, ladies and gents, that went a little longer than I wanted, but that's this week's podcast. Like, subscribe, tell people about it, so we can start getting that following. So whenever I move this mofo over to iTunes, it's a smooth transition. Next Monday will be another upload. Any last words, dude?
Man, we didn't do any horrible discussions this week.
No, they were pretty good. If you want some fucked up discussions, listen to the last two podcasts. Those are pretty bad. We should have included that shit story. Anyways, we'll see you guys next
We'll tell you next week about it.
time.